everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know what this place is, where we dive into everything about K-dramas, love stories, and of course, our ultimate dream couple, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, Revolving Hearts. Today, I want to take you on a little journey, one that feels too sweet to call a coincidence. Because after their drama ended, instead of going their separate ways, what we saw was something else entirely. Something that looked a lot like real happiness. And honestly, every time I see them, I can't help but think, ugh, they're just too cute together. Loudly crying face, two hearts. There's something unspoken in that gaze. Something that goes beyond the script, beyond acting. Something real. When Lee Min-ho looks at Kim Go-eun on screen, the world seems to pause for a heartbeat. And even after the camera stopped rolling, something about that connection remained. Quite genuine. Today, we're going to dive into the story of two stars who not only captured hearts on screen but continued to stir emotions long after the credits rolled. This is the story of Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, a story about love that may have grown silently, but never faded away. It all began back in 2020. A fantasy drama called The King, Eternal Monarch brought together two of Korea's most beloved actors. Two people who, without realizing it, would create one of the most unforgettable chemistries in modern K-drama history. Lee Min-ho, the icon of romance, known for Boys Over Flowers, City Hunter, and The Heirs, made his long-awaited return after completing military service. Kim Go-eun, the captivating actress who stole hearts in Goblin, came in with her calm, mysterious charm that felt impossible to ignore. When the two names appeared in the same project, expectations skyrocketed. But no one was truly prepared for what they would witness. Because once Min-ho and Go-eun began interacting, something felt different. Their chemistry didn't feel like performance. It felt natural, honest. Every glance was sincere, every smile unforced. Even the director once admitted, some of their scenes didn't need a retake. Their emotions felt too real to touch. And from that moment, the world began to wonder, was it all just acting, or had something real started to grow behind the camera? In countless behind-the-scenes moments, fans noticed small details. Go-eun giggling shyly whenever Min-ho's eyes met hers. Min-ho looking at her with a kind of gentleness that felt protective. The production staff even mentioned, whenever they're together, the entire set feels warmer. To some, that warmth was simply professionalism between two talented actors. But to fans who paid attention, that spark was too vivid to be scripted. When the drama finally ended, everyone thought that was it. Their on-screen story had reached its conclusion. But time had other plans. Though they rarely appeared together afterward, their connection seemed to linger in unexpected ways. One evening, Kim Go-eun posted a photo of the sunset, a soft golden sky, captioned simply, "A calm day." A few hours later, Lee Min-ho uploaded his own photo. The same sky, the same warm hue. His caption read, "Peaceful." Maybe it was coincidence, maybe not. But for fans who believed in something deeper, it felt like a silent conversation. A message only they could understand. It wasn't just their photos. Even their interviews began to echo each other. When asked about his ideal type, Lee Min-ho smiled and said, "Someone who makes me feel calm just by being there." In a separate interview, Go-eun shared, "I appreciate someone who can make me laugh without saying much." Simple words, yet deeply connected. And fans knew exactly who came to mind. Time passed. New projects came and went. Lee Min-ho stepped into the international spotlight, working on global campaigns, photo shoots, even preparing for his Hollywood debut. Kim Go-eun continued to shine in her own right, with powerful performances that showed her maturity and emotional depth. But even as their careers took separate paths, traces of togetherness continued to appear. Sharp-eyed fans noticed small, almost poetic coincidences. Matching outfits in different appearances, captions that seemed to respond to one another, and even photos taken at the same cozy cafe in Seoul, posted days apart, but with the same soft afternoon light streaming through the window. Coincidence again? Perhaps. But maybe maybe that's the beauty of a connection that doesn't need to be announced. In recent years, one thing has become more and more clear. Both of them seem happy. Lee Min-ho now shares snippets of a simple life. Morning coffee, peaceful walks, playing with his dog. There's a calmness in his posts, a warmth that feels new. Kim Go-eun, too, radiates contentment. Her interviews feel lighter, her laughter easier. In one moment, she said, "Happiness is simple. When you can laugh for no reason, you're already lucky." And of course, fans couldn't help but think of someone who might be the reason behind that smile. What's truly admirable is how quietly they've handled everything. No attention-seeking gestures, no dramatic statements, no denials or confirmations. Just peace, just maturity, just two people living their lives gracefully. Because real love doesn't need an audience. It just needs understanding. Somewhere between the flashing cameras and endless schedules, they seem to have found something precious, something calm, private, and real. We may never know what truly lies between them, whether they're best friends, kindred souls, or something deeper than words. But one thing is certain, there's something genuine that connects them. You can see it in the way they look at each other, in how they speak, in how they simply exist, quietly but in sync. It's not the kind of connection you can fake. It's something that just exists. Maybe they don't need to define it. Maybe they don't want to share it with the world. Because true happiness doesn't always need validation. It just needs two hearts who understand its worth. And perhaps that's what makes it so beautiful. A love story that exists beyond words. A connection that breathes quietly away from the noise. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun have shown us that love doesn't always need to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes, love grows in silence, in soft laughter, in two photos of the same sunset. That's the magic between them. Two souls walking their own paths, but somehow always facing the same sky. 4 years have passed since the King, Eternal Monarch ended. But even now, when fans hear their names together, a small smile appears. Because somehow that story, their story, still lives on. In every fan edit, every comment, every quiet wish whispered across the internet. And maybe, just maybe, destiny didn't bring them together just for a drama. Maybe it brought them together to remind us that love can be real, even in the most unexpected ways. That it can last, even after the curtain falls. So maybe they'll never make it official. Maybe they'll never say the words out loud. But if you look closely, if you listen carefully, you'll know. Some stories don't need an ending. Because when two people truly connect, even silence becomes its own kind of confession. And that, perhaps, is what makes this story so unforgettable. And that's our story for today. A quiet, beautiful look into the happiness of two stars who remind us that love doesn't always need to shine under spotlights. Sometimes, it lives peacefully in the spaces between, in laughter, in glances, in moments too soft for words.